Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. The focus of today's video is the new map in patch 9.1, Kharkov. It's the only new thing in patch 9.1. Ironically enough, in over 100 battles played on the test server and the live server, I've only ever seen this map once. And that game was an utter disaster. I've had El Haloof about 30 times, but Kharkov once. Kharkov was a massively important city in World War II. As such, it was one of the worst places to live. Not that there were that many nice places to live in Russia during World War II, but alongside Stalingrad and Leningrad, Kharkov was one of the places you really did not want to be. Between 1941 and 1943, there were 4 battles for control of this city. This city changed hands between Germany and Russia 4 times in the space of 2 years. In early 1941, the population of Kharkov skyrocketed to 1.5 million, thanks to refugees flooding eastward as Germany invaded. By the time Kharkov was eventually liberated, for the final time in late 1943, the population was down to under 200,000. The reason Kharkov was fought over so bitterly was because of its strategic importance not only as a manufacturing centre. The T-34 tank was designed and built here at the Kharkov tractor plant, but also because it sat right in the middle of a huge number of rail links. It's difficult to underemphasize just exactly how important the railway infrastructure at Kharkov was to both the German and the Soviet war effort. The Soviet Union in World War II was still very much a medieval country. The overwhelming majority of the huge population lived off the land. They were peasants. As such, Russia had a primitive road network, and despite the size of the Soviet Union as a country, it had less miles of railway network than France. So, thanks to the size of the land that was being fought over and the relative scarcity of transportation links, what rail network was available became even more important. And Kharkov's position, not just in the central Ukraine, but also slap bang right in the middle of one of the best developed railway networks in the entire Soviet Union, not only connected the north and south and east and west of the Ukraine, but also connected the Crimea and the Caucasus to European Russia. The importance of Kharkov as a transportation centre is impossible to overestimate. Armies moving east or west need to be supplied. Whether those supplies take the form of equipment, replacements, reinforcements, food, clothing, ammunition, the most efficient way of doing that in the Soviet Union during the Second World War was by using the railway networks. And so the fighting tended to follow the railway networks, and there were an awful lot of rail links that ended up in Kharkov. The First Battle of Kharkov in 1941, Hitler was determined to capture the factories of Kharkov intact. The industrial sector was ordered to be left alone. The Luftwaffe weren't allowed to bomb it, the Wehrmacht weren't allowed to shell it. Hitler wanted those factories. Stalin was equally determined that Hitler wasn't going to get them, so while the German 6th Army were desperately trying to capture the city, the Soviet 38th Army were just as desperately trying to defend the city while the factories were dismantled and shipped east. The First Battle of Kharkov officially ended on the 24th of October 1941 when the 6th Army, under the command of General von Reichenau, successfully occupied the city. However, 4 days earlier, 320 trains, with equipment from over 70 factories, had already been successfully evacuated. The 38th Army successfully completed its retreat from the city, handing over control to Germany. Technically, Germany won the battle, but they didn't get what they came to Kharkov for. Germany had won control of Kharkov's rail links, but they didn't get any of the rolling stock that they needed to make use of those rail links. This was not the last time a battle would be fought for control of this city. Kharkov would change hands 3 more times before the end of the war. Meanwhile, here in World of Tanks, I don't know if you've actually been paying attention to the battle while I've been babbling on about history. Watch this. This is Selby. He's in an AMX 1375. It's a tier 7 light tank with a 75mm gun in a tier 10 game. Yeah. There's not a lot you can do. Oh. Well, alright, one more shot. He had to take the hit from the Waffenträger 4. but he did get to finish him off, all the while using this bit of cover here as protection from that FV4202. He pops back into the cap circle, he starts capping again. The rest of the team are desperately trying to fight the enemy off and give this guy time to cap. There was some nice teamwork going on here. It was really good to see. E100 there, he's just killed the 4202. E100 desperately trying to buy him time to capture the flag. The rest of the team moving up to positions to defend the cap. Okay, there's now an Object 140 and an AT-15 threatening that E100. The E100's trying to use the wreck of the 4202 as cover, but it's not protecting him from the AT-15. AMX-50B working the flank there. He's got very little health left, but he's making maximum use of his gun. Oh, nice hit. That would have been the E100. Looks like the 50B's trying to hide while he reloads, and then... ooh. Waffenträger E100. Okay, the E100 is using the cover of the 4202 as protection from the Waffenträger. He's just had his tracks blown off, probably by the AT-15A. The AT-15, sorry. He kills the AT-15. Moves up closer. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Object 140 knows he has to reset the cap. There's a T-34 coming up behind him as well. Object 140 misses his first shot. They're just ignoring the rest of the team now and trying to kill the 1375. Misses his second shot. Dodges the T-34, but the Waffenträger kills him. Ah, so close. Or was it? Yeah, that was actually a win. Orlik's medal and Invader. He capped to 100. The game ended right before he got killed. The game carries on for 5 seconds after the outcome has officially been decided. He managed to cap. The Object 140 missed him twice. The Object 140 could have just rammed him. But no, they let him get away with it. Incidentally, for those of you who don't realise, this was actually sent to me by a guy using Quickie Baby's World of Tanks replay site. It's a great little system that has been done for Quickie Baby here. You can upload your replays to Quickie Baby's replay hosting site and then vote the various replays up and down. And in this way, you are able to not just share your World of Tanks replays with Quickie Baby's community, but the most highly rated videos get a chance of being shown on Quickie Baby's YouTube channel. Fantastic idea. I do recommend you take advantage of it. I am quite happy, like this one, to accept replays uploaded to Quickie Baby's World of Tanks replay site, not just the official World of Tanks one. So there you go. The facility is there. Feel free to take advantage of it. Link, of course, in the video description down below. Now, on to the next game. This is Dalkian. He is driving the always reliable T110E5 American Tier 10 heavy tank. It's obviously a Tier 10 game, but it's a complete random battle. He is not platooned up with anybody in this match. He's flying solo. However, you're still going to see some exceptional teamwork in this video, and it's all down to a completely random IS-7 driver that he just happened to end up in the same battle with. We'll meet him in a moment. First, Dalkian's heading down to the central square here in Kharkov. I don't know why they call it a square. It's round. Oh, English language. You so silly. First target spotted. Oh, good hit. But he has been spotted in return. And there he is. There's the IS-7 player. He's just driven up to Dalkian's left. You can't see him right now, but you'll see him in a second. There he is. His name is K2 Wes. He's from the Matrix clan. XVM will tell you that he is a terrible player. He only has a 46% win rate. Don't believe everything XVM tells you. This guy in the IS-7, he is going to be worth his weight in gold. It's so rare you come across a player like this in a random battle. Somebody who's just focused on the team winning and is quite well, I don't want to give anything away. You watch. There's not an awful lot happening on this corner. It's a decent spot for the IS-7. He can get hulled down here. And the front of the IS-7's turret is incredibly bouncy. He gets a good hit into that Jaeger, dodges the return fire. Same can't be said about the T-32 behind him, although it looked like it only took his tracks off, so spot of luck all round. And they're in a good spot here. The only problem is there's not an awful lot to shoot at. And if you have a look at the map, they're in severe danger of being outflanked by all those heavies pushing around to the north. Gets another hit on the Jaeger. The two of them back off. They don't want to eat his return fire, and who can blame them? But again, there's not an awful lot happening on this corner. Not a massive amount of tanks to shoot at. Oh, Jaeger is dead. So, result. Coming down here was worth it, but look at the map. And Dalkian is clearly looking at the map. And he's thinking, yeah, we're getting outflanked. We need to come around, face the other way. You see a little bit of communication going on here between the two of them, which is very, very rare in random battles. IS-7 driver saying, no, come around this way with me. Alright, got nothing to lose. And we're safe for the moment. Yep, can't be hit. So the two of them come around to mix it up with the enemy heavies at close range. Something that the IS-7 is very, very good at. The T110E5, not so much. It tries to go hold down there to get a shot at that Jagdtiger, but the Jagdtiger backs off. Now that's good, that means the Jagdtiger can't shoot them as they come around the corner here. And now there are two heavies ducked into this corner that they need to work over before they can get around and mix it up with the Tier 10. There's a T-32. Now there's an E-75 coming out. He's going to pop a shot. There it is. Takes a hit from an E-75. Finishes off the T-32 between the two of them. Closes in. Turns the tank around. Goes for the engine shot on the IS-3. He's now safe from any more fire from the E-75. IS-3 is burning away merrily. Plants another shot into him. Yeah, the IS-3 was stuffed. Now, it's time to deal with the big boys. IS-7 takes a hit. But K2 Wes is able to turn the IS-7 around in time to take the hit on his nose. The armour saves him. Now they've got an E-75, a Carnarvon, and a Mouse around here. And it's worth pointing out here that these two guys are not exceptional players. Dalkian in the T110 is Joe average. K2 Wes in the IS-7 is Joe below average. And Dalkian fluffs some of his shots. He's using the E-75 as cover from the Mouse while K2 Wes kills the Carnarvon. E-75 gets his tracks back up and Dalkian keeps aiming for parts of the E-75 that he has little chance of penetrating. But watch the way the two of them work together to take the Mouse out. There we go. Finally gets a penetrating hit on the E-75. You can see the way he's feeling the pressure. He's getting flustered. The Mouse hits him again. He doesn't know whether... No, finish off the E-75. Now the two of you can deal with the Mouse. K2 Wes has been using the wreck of the Carnarvon as cover from the Mouse. T110E5, faster machine than the IS-7, gets around behind him. The Mouse is the only enemy tank left now. I mean, this is all over. There is absolutely no reason for K2 Wes to do what he's about to do. But he does it anyway. He puts his tank between Dalkian and the Mouse, takes the hit for him, then backs off and lets Dalkian take the kill. I can count the number of times I have seen a fantastic team player like that in a random battle in World of Tanks on the fingers of one head. K2 Wes, the IS-7 driver in this replay, you, sir, are an absolute rock star. Give yourself a round of applause. And there's the battle result of that one. First class mastery badge for Dalkian in the T110E5. He submitted the replay. It was a good game for him. He did do the most damage, almost 5,000 damage. Not bad at all. But the surprise was this guy here in the IS-7. K2 Wes, a 46% win rate player, who did not play that game like a 46% win rate player. What a team player. He did 3,000 damage of his own and blocked 2,500 damage with the IS-7's armour. That is not the kind of performance you would expect to see from a player with those stats, and this is why we keep playing World of Tanks. Most of the games that we have are utter garbage, but when they're good, they're fantastic. And it's thanks to players like K2 Wes there in the IS-7. That's it for today's video, folks. Hope you enjoyed these two battles on Kharkov, the new map released in patch 9.1. As always, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.